taking my Google Drive from this to this. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I am so excited to be back. I took a solid about 3 weeks. I think I told you guys too, but I took 3 weeks completely off of YouTube. For the most part, completely off of my business, and it has been just so great. I went to Ohio and saw my family. It was really weird to be on an airplane post-COVID, but really nice at the same time, and just how life is kind of getting back to normal. So I've been taking it in, but I'm so excited to talk to you guys about some organizational videos, some long-range planning videos that I have planned for you guys in July. I'm really excited to get back in the swing of things. So we're gonna start off with Google Drive. So if you're Google Drive is anything like mine, it's about 5-6 years of school files that are just all over the place. You don't even know what you have anymore. I will go over to my Google Drive and I will go straight to my only lesson planning folder that is actually organized, and I will just totally put everything out of my brain because it just even like stresses me out looking at it. So if you're anything like me and the search bar is your tool and that is how you find anything in your Google Drive, then hopefully this will give you some inspiration and some tactical tips on how you can take your Google Drive and get the most out of it and get organized for the next school year. All right, guys, let's jump into it. So I split up my Google Drive organization across about 3 days. It probably took me 5 to 6 hours, but split up, 2 hours a day or so. It doesn't seem as overwhelming. So day one, your first step is just to go through your Google Drive and delete any files that you no longer are using. Okay, this is day one. I have about maybe like a half an hour or so to get started on this Google Drive organization. It's gonna be a journey, you guys. Gonna get my blue light glasses on. Ooh, yes, reflection. And let's get going. Also, do you like my Invisalign? Looking good. I worked for a little over, probably like 40 minutes. I got the initial folders kind of condensed, deleted anything in those folders, but now it's to the amount of giant files that I have. I just have a bunch of files and non-folders that I need to start going through, so that would be the next step. I also started to kind of make some folders that will house a lot of subfolders within it, if that makes sense. So I'm making the biggest folder like melody, rhythm, form, listen, instruments, holiday, classroom management. So those big categories that I can start just throwing things in, and then I can make subcategories or subfolders based off of that. So that's kind of where I'm at. I am gonna check in with you guys. When I check in with you, we're gonna see when the next time that I do this. But yeah, the next step is just going through all the files that were not in a folder and deleting them, or putting them in those big category folders that later on I can then do the subcategories and things like that. So first day, pretty good, not too painful at all. So next step on day two is to put everything in a folder and try not to get like too wrapped up. I kind of got that a little bit on day two, as you guys will see. I kind of got wrapped up in like figuring out what are going to be my big folders, like what are going to be the finished product folders. But what I would say, if I could go back and do it, is just put everything into a folder, categorize it as specifically as possible. And then on that last day, that's when you can start to kind of bring your folders together, figure out what you really want on your main screen. But just make sure everything is in a folder and group like items. Coming at you, day two here. We are going to get all of those files, all the loose files that I probably have like hundreds, into a big folder of some sort, and then I'm gonna do the subfolders. I don't know if that'll be today or if I will be doing that maybe Tomorrow we will find out, but I'm gonna set again, I'm gonna try and do it like 30 minutes. I'm gonna set a timer and see how many files I can get sorted or deleted. All right, here we go. All right, about an hour and 10 minutes later, I did it. There's one thing that I can't put in a folder because it's like a link. It's a shared thing. So I have like a link to it in a folder, but it still stays here for some reason. I'm not exactly for sure. All right, but everything is in a folder. It's messy in those folders, but that's going to be the next step. And also really figuring out what are my main folders. Some of them were just so specific. Like I have an Olympics one. I have meter, games. I think games are going to be tricky because there's like games for melody, games for rhythm. I think that's probably going to become a folder that's within those. So I have to figure out what are going to be my main folders. But yeah, everything is in one, and I'm going to go from there probably tomorrow because yeah, I do not have the stamina for spending a whole day on this. So I'll check you guys on day 3. Final day is just going to be a day where you are going to set up your Google Drive exactly how you want when you open it up and see it. And you can do some really fun customizations with that, as I will show you guys with my final walkthrough and showing you what I did. So you are going to, first of all, take all your folders and start condensing them. How I did it, my main folders, as I kind of started to think about on day 2, is going to be the big curriculum goals that I have for my students on my curriculum map. So I have first of all, I have a lesson planning folder. I have, melody, rhythm, move, instruments, listen, seasonal. Those are going to be my big folders. But I kind of had a little fun, and again, I will show you guys in a second with how to change the color of the folder and using that as an organizational tool. So everything for lesson planning has a pink folder. Everything for melody has a red folder. And so it really helps color code it. And then I also used some fun emojis because of distance learning. We learned how to use, or maybe you didn't, but I'll show you in a second, how to use these Google Chrome's extensions where you can put in emojis into a lot of different things that I never even knew I could. And so I put them in the titles on the folder, and that also helps to keep things organized and categorized, and also just visually very fun to look at. So let's take a final walkthrough of what I did after day 3 that I just did this morning to do the final touches. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take a final walkthrough with what I did with my Google Drive. Of course, this is customizable. This is up to you and works best for you. I want to show you so you can have an idea of what it can look like. So here is the finished product. I have my main kind of big folders up at the top. I also used the number system to kind of help me. So right now Google Drive is always going to like put it in alphabetical order, but I'm putting numbers in front of it so I can really control the order of the folders. I also have them color coded, so I have kind of like-minded bigger folders in the pink. So pink has to do with like anything lesson planning, subplans, PD. They're kind of like the big folders. Then we have over here anything that kind of has to do with melody. So we have melody lessons, but we also have performances. We have choir. Orange is where it kind of got, I didn't really have any like sister folders to rhythm per se. So these are just some kind of miscellaneous folders with rhythm. Then move, classroom culture, decor. I thought that was kind of like my sunshine. I feel like when we move, we're just so happy. So that's kind of my sunshine folders. Then we have our green instruments, which is going to be mallets and percussion, but then I also have a subfolder for recorder and ukulele because I do think they are pretty big folders. And then finally, I have listen, seasonal. I think a lot of times seasonal things go with listening, and also literature. So any books, lessons that I have to do with books, I'm going to kind of categorize under listen because you are listening to the book. Okay, so oh my goodness, I just realized I didn't. I'm gonna drop that into my recorder real quick here. Okay, so now let's talk about, now you have it there. How did I do this to kind of categorize the colors? Now you don't have to do this, you could do whatever you want to do, but I just made sure that I, again, used that number system so they were stacked underneath each other. Is it going to be perfect? No. And as soon as I add another folder, it's going to be thrown off a little bit. So it's really up to you how you want to do that color, but I thought that was just something visually appealing. I am all about aesthetic. It makes me happy to do it this way, but you do not have to. Do whatever you want with the colors. Okay, so let's talk about the first customization that you can do, which is the folder color. So if you right click on there, you're going to go down to change color and you can pick from any of these colors. You can make a blue, whatever you would like. So that is a really simple, easy way to kind of visually organize your items. Then we also have emojis. So how you do that for the emojis, because like my lesson planning, ending lesson planning for the most part here is going to have a computer on it. And so I thought that, again, it would help me with, oh, I see the emoji, I see the computer, it has to do with lesson planning. Oh, it has, you know, a curriculum maps. I have a little map emoji. I have my game plan, my projects are a pencil. So it's really up to you and what makes you happy and what you think is going to work for you. So how do you add the emoji? Here's what you do. You press rename. You put in whatever your title is. And so I am going to keep it here, and I'm using an extension called Emoji Keyboard by Joy Pixels. I'm going to press that. And then I can simply just press on the laptop and it pops right into there. If it doesn't right away, it also is copied. So you could also too paste it again. And so that's an easy way to make sure that it's coming across. Okay. So you can have a lot of fun with it. For melody, I did a little microphone, and so I have my, you know, great song slide. So I put in the very beginning of my teaching, I put all of the songs that I used by grade level in here, and this is the only thing that I am kind of going to keep because I just have so many visuals that go along with each grade level, and it's the things I can pretty consistently go back to, so I'm not going to really mess with it. So lots and lots of visuals I've gotten from blog posts that I've made myself, that I've gotten from TPT, and so I kind of compile them in there, and it's a really nice way to look kind of what songs am I using per grade level. I also have it by solfa, so anything that I'm gonna have, you know, there's certain folk song, I have chords, I have 4 voices, things like that. Then over here in rhythm, I'm again doing it by concept. That was a big thing for me, is trying to get out of the grade level things, because it's so hard. Things change all from year to year. And so I wanted to get into, instead of saying like first grade rhythm, I say ta and ti or rest. So I have it by all of this, and I added my little notes to go with rhythm. And then I also have some kind of random rhythm things that can't be totally categorized, like games that are for multiple concepts, multiple rhythms across, you know, grade levels, Jeopardy, notation, and things like that. Then we have instruments. I categorize them by mallets, so I'm gonna have a lot of mallet files. And I also have like just non-pitch percussion, or for arrangements and things like that. Listen, I did, you know, by genre, but also by piece and by certain type. World music, I put in there. Oh, actually, you know what? I think it's another one. For world music, I did it for move, which I think I skipped over by accident. So explorative, like, you know, I have a little bunny story, freeze dance, story dances, or Dalcroze lessons, body percussion. I also have folk dance, and this is how I categorized by nation or by country. And so I thought that would be helpful when I'm really looking for something and making sure, again, that I'm trying to get across culturally lots of different places that have that representation. Again, my folders are looking a little bare because I did delete a lot of stuff that I just don't really use. And so I'm hoping that, you know, with this new organization system, I can slowly start adding things and categorizing things as I come across new stuff and add in more stuff. Finally, subplans and all of this, I'm not going to really show you because honestly, I did not organize those all the way. It's definitely a work in progress, and I don't think it's something that, you know, you want to spend forever on and meticulously, like, you know, get a pretty good organization system, and then you can go from there, and not everything has to be in a subfolder per se. But on these big ones, I definitely did make sure that I had some subfolders and room to grow. All right, you guys, so that is it for this video. I hope this gave you some inspiration and some tips to get going on your Google Drive. Just to review, here are the steps. Day 1, delete any files you're not using anymore. 2, everything must go in a folder. Make folders, see what you have and how you can categorize it. 3, really make your organization system work for you. You know, condense folders,
kind of figure out what are your big folders, what are you going to be working from. Maybe you take your curriculum map and you use the folders from there. And finally, add customizations. You can add color, you can try and use the number system to make stacks of certain things and things that go together, like I did with my pink and my red and my yellow and things like that. And then also add emojis, because it can help, again, visually just seeing right away, oh, that's a rhythm activity, oh, that's a move activity, and it really helps you know exactly what your files are really quickly. All right, you guys, I will catch you in the next video. I think this is gonna be, next up is my end of the year reflection. So I will be talking with Kevin, my husband. He is also a music teacher. We're just gonna reflect on the year, and so we'll catch you guys in that next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye. How many times can I say catch you? Bye, guys.